That's right. Welcome in, welcome back, folks. Let's have a little fun today, shall we? Let's go beyond the scope of Notre Dame for this episode and rank and tier the open head coaching jobs around the country. See where you agree or disagree with Johnny, edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it, subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni out as well. Notifications on that way you don't miss stuff. Then Twitter, search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it if you don't want to see my stupid face. Nobody blames you. Do the audio only anywhere you get your podcasts. Notre Dame on SI. Read all about it every day. Got an article for you. Patreon.com/alwaysirish all-star team there, baby. Link in the description. Join us for the playoff push. So this is interesting, you guys. Really interesting. Kind of an unprecedented year that you have all of these guys getting fired in the season. All these jobs opening, and a lot of them are like big-time brand names where you recognize the helmet and they have a culture. There's some big jobs open here, and it's going to be really interesting to see the dominoes fall because you're going to have so many jobs open. Everybody's scrambling to get the best guys. Then you're going to have to backfill all the guys that leave their jobs for these jobs, and you're going to have to backfill all those staffs. The timing of it's all going to be weird because anybody that wants to talk to anybody in the playoff, there's going to be a huge delay in those negotiations unless you have a deal beforehand that you're going to take the job when your team's done with the playoff. Then I would argue, is it just for money then? Because if you have a team you're already taking to the playoff in a title hunt, why are you interested in another job? Is it just more money? Because the argument used to be better resources to give me a chance to win. Well, anybody going to the playoff, aren't you already there? So I think that's a good dynamic too, unless you just want more money, I guess. Or you figure at another place, you'll be in the playoff more often, but that's an interesting dynamic. The timing of this whole cycle is going to be affected. And I got news for you. There are not enough proven good coaches to go around for all these openings to begin with, and then certainly to backfill. I don't even think there's enough guys that people really want for the jobs open that are big-time jobs, let alone the backfill that's going to happen when all them leave their current jobs. Does your boy Tommy Rees get a chance to be a head coach? Give that guy the UCLA job or something. Like, I would like to see what he could do, man. So this is going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of stressed out fan bases and media contingents here on how these dominoes fall. Some of these people are going to end up having to go way down their list to fill out a guy and have to commit to him. It's a rough year to be in this cycle because there's so many jobs open that are appealing to people. So here's what I want to do. I want to do these kind of by tiers. And I didn't want to do a bunch of analytical research of, how many donors do they have that are billionaires that are going to pony up for NIL. I want to do this kind of like as a fan would do it, of what you think of these jobs and why and where they kind of stack up in the country, right? So let's get into this. And I want you to tell me where you agree or disagree. I expect some disagreement here. And I know I have one of these jobs ranked a lot higher than a lot of the national people do that do this kind of exercise. And I'll explain my reasons why. Tier 1, LSU's the best job open. LSU's the best job of the bunch open. And it is amazing. There's so many advantages to coaching at LSU. It's just, and Brian Kelly, sure enough, totally failed and flamed out with all these advantages he has. And now, I just saw this morning, he filed a lawsuit because LSU's trying to hit him with the morality clause to not have to pay him out the full $53 million buyout. And now Kelly's going to court to say, what's the moral failure? Too many bogeys on the golf course? It's amazing. I don't think playing too much golf counts as like bad moral character. So Kelly's saying, if you got the goods on me, let's bring it to court. You're giving me my monies. So this has been an amazing collapse. Absolutely fantastic to watch. The LSU media dead wrong and everything they said about the Kelly era. It's fun watching them all stress out. That being said, this is by far the number one best open job. It truly is. So many advantages. You're the only, correct me if I'm wrong, the only Power 4 school in the state. That's already a big advantage. You could draw a 300-mile radius around LSU and fill out your entire recruiting roster with 4- and 5-star athlete talent. Not particularly concerned about the reading and writing part of this. You have a crazed fan base. The entire state cares. Everyone cares. You've won titles recently. There's big time legacy there. Even with the complicated politics involved, thanks to Kelly messing everything up, this is the number one job available. It is. So then it's interesting, man. If they want to go after Lane Kiffin, I don't think Saban's coming out of retirement, no matter how much money you give him. If Lane's your number one target, then I don't know. You're going to wait him out in the playoff? Do you have a deal with him before Ole Miss gets in the playoff and then it's already in motion? I don't know. But I think that is the number one best job available to me. By far, it stands out to me. Tier 2. Penn State, Florida, Auburn. Somewhere in there. Second tier Big Ten and SEC teams, kind of. Wouldn't we agree? Not at the highest echelon, but pretty good. That second tier. You could get decent buy-in and support if you're trying to win and doing decent. You get good buy-in and support. The Penn State people are crazy all the time. I feel like Florida and Auburn, it cools off when they're in a low period. And if they have any spark of hope, it fires back up. But the Penn State people are foaming at the mouth nonstop because they're a cult. So you should be able to recruit to each of these big brands like Penn State, Florida, Auburn. And it's like Penn State's Penn State. You know what that is, that ecosystem. Florida and Auburn have had recent success. I mean, it's been a while, but you've seen those programs when they're high in your lifetime. Should be able to recruit to them. Pretty big brands. Tier 3. This is where I think people are going to disagree with me. How about Arkansas and UCLA? So like mid-tier, mid to lower tier SEC with Arkansas and then UCLA where they've been. I think the UCLA job is where people are going to disagree. I mean, I know Arkansas people claim they got billionaires ready to shell out, but it's got to be for the right guy, for NIL and for a coach. They think they got some resources, but it's got to be, they're only cutting checks for the right people in charge, right? That UCLA job appeals to me. The LA market appeals to me. This is where I'm going to differ more than most. They have that UCLA job ranked way lower. I think that's a good opportunity for the right guy, and then you'll get the right support if you get the right guy. I like the concept that you get to kind of do a fresh rebuild with no expectations of that program, right? You got the LA recruiting market. I think with the right guy, you would get support with both USC and UCLA. There's LA money available, and I don't want to hear that there isn't. It's just got to be for the right guy. You could recruit that LA market, and here's the angle. It's the anti-USC, right? Like you have USC that dominates the LA college football. I like the idea of being the opposite of USC and doing it a different way. And you know what, man? UCLA could be a cool, fun program. The building they play in and all that history, the cursive, the colors, there's some swag there to be had with UCLA if it's ran by the right person. And I know you like to think USC is going to get all the best talent in the area, whatever. There's a lot of talent out that way. UCLA could get their fair share. You need proper leadership and a coach that's going to excite donors and stuff like that. And then you'll get some buy-in. But you could be the oppo USC. Maybe you get some guys that USC didn't want, and they have a chip on their shoulder from that LA market. That could be a good job for the right guy. And I like that LA market for this. That a lot of people have UCLA a lot lower. So maybe there's institutional problems with money or whatever else. But to me, I see a big opportunity there with UCLA. Tier 4. I got Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State, and Oregon State. Listen, man, when I was growing up, Virginia Tech was like not like top tier program. But like under Beamer for a long time, that was a tough, good program week in and week out, Virginia Tech. And they've really fallen off. And the other problem is the ACC is dying and it sucks. I got to knock this job down to the 4th tier. It's just, they don't get talent. They don't have any elite teams. Like the ACC's dying, man. And I'm sorry, having Miami be down and not elite, Florida State be down and not elite, Clemson be down and not elite, Virginia Tech be down and not elite. You don't have any of the good traditional teams buoying that conference up. It's weak. They don't get a lot of talent overall going into that conference. All those talented guys are going to the Big Ten, the SEC, Notre Dame, or getting paid by oil money to go to Texas Tech, quite frankly. And then, I'm sorry, man. Oklahoma State and Oregon State are almost interchangeable to me. The ecosystems there feel so small for each. It's hard to gain momentum. I feel like there are places where if they feel like you got something rolling, you could get some investment behind, but it's such small ecosystems. It's just hard to get anything going at both places, to me. Pulling up the rear here is Stanford because nobody cares other than Andrew Luck. Nobody cares other than Andrew Luck. Like, I'm sorry, bro. There's 15 people in the stands. Maybe I shouldn't blame them. They're out there doing Silicon Valley or doing their own wine or building their own winery or something. They're out there making new AI companies making billions of dollars instead of yelling at a football game like I would with my simple Neanderthal mind, right? Like, it's just no one cares other than Andrew Luck, I feel like. And you know they have money because of all the tech connections and you know what I mean? Like, you know they have money, but it's just nobody seems to care about football. If you're my age, 41, I'm a man, I'm 41. If you're my age or older, man, I wish some of these Notre Dame fans that are like 20 right now, they probably don't remember what it was like when Harbaugh and Shaw had Stanford rolling, like nationally rolling. They played fundamentally sound, tough, physical football. They were hard to beat. Andrew Luck, McCaffrey, like, dude, it is hard to imagine if you're like 21 years old or something, you don't remember. Those Harbaugh and Shaw Stanford teams were damn tough, good, fundamentally sound, well-rounded football teams that, quite frankly, were a pain in Notre Dame's ass for a long time. It's just sad, man. It's just kind of fallen off. And I just don't feel like people care enough. Now, here's another one to throw in the mix. I think Norvell's going to get fired from Florida State. And then you got to debate kind of where that falls. I'm at probably tier 3. You could argue tier 2, I guess, with that Penn State, Florida, Auburn, put Florida State in there. Here's the issue. When I'm looking at ranking these, I'm sorry, I don't look at the ACC as being very stable. And it's like you could rise up to be at the top of the ACC, but it's a dying conference. So when I'm judging what of these jobs are appealing or not, being in the ACC does not help. It doesn't help. It's dangerous. Your best teams historically are not that good, and you just don't have a lot of talent. You have no elite teams. The top recruits are not going en masse to ACC teams. This is a conference-wide problem. And I just feel like the whole conference is kind of spiraling. So I don't know. Big brand name, whatever, but that conference is a dying conference. And does an odd up and coming coach want to get in that mix when it's going down? I don't know. But I would be shocked if that guy isn't gone after the regular season. It's just every week, it's like, are they going to fire him or not? I don't know. It's got to be over. So then we'll debate where that one lands. So the 1 year, I think UCLA could be a good job for the right guy. And I like the angle there. There's history, that building. You can recruit LA. You got LA money. You just need some energy there, some life. I want to see if your boy Tommy Rees gets a head coaching job and see how he does and handles all that. And then maybe down the road sometime, Marcus ain't going to be at Notre Dame forever. Maybe Tommy boy come home and you get all the first-time coaching kinks out somewhere else. Really interesting to see. But there are going to be some teams here that have to go way down their list of preferred candidates for these jobs, and it's going to be very frustrating, and you're going to have to get up there, sell people it's really who you wanted when you know it was your fifth choice, give them a big contract and roll with it. I'm telling you, not everybody's going to get a guy they're happy with, and you're going to have to bite the bullet and announce the guy and say, oh, yeah, this was our number one choice when everybody knows it isn't, and pay big money. The backfills are going to be the problem. The backfills of everybody leaving. You're going to end up with a lot of coordinators that are going to get their first shot to be a head coach because there's just not enough proven good guys to go around. It's a wild cycle, and I'm damn glad Notre Dame's not in the middle of it because it would be stressful to navigate when there's this many jobs open. I'm glad Notre Dame's in a stable place here. What do you guys think? Do you disagree? Agree? Let me know.